All right, Susan, you had some talking points. I'm kind of gonna let you roll, and I'll just jump in with like videos or anything that I learned from that video.
Okay, I've got this recording, guys. So just be aware that it'll be out, you know, for everyone to see. So be careful what you say in the background. Did anybody get to listen to Amy Powell's interview we did on Sunday?
I did.
Nobody? Angie did?
I did.
I didn't.
Dawn did? I thought you did because I saw you post. So
Yeah.
tell me 2 takeaways you took away from her interview, Angie.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. But I can just remember after watching it, I was so pumped. In fact, I think I messaged Sammy because I did because she just, I don't know. I guess I relate to her being a stay-at-home mom, and then, you know, just how when she talked about how many people were on her team, but then how many people she had actually working the business, and it wasn't really that many people.
Right. Do you remember those figures?
Yeah, it just kind of blew my mind that she's been able to, you know, rank up. Where is she, an Emerald now?
Mm-hmm.
And she has this massive team, but there's only a small percentage of people who are runners.
Yes, which were like, I want to say, Sammy, was it like 10? 10?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like she only had 10 on her first line, or 10 people that were really working the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she had a lot of wholesale people, as I understand, people just buying for that. Dawn, what did you take away?
Pretty much the same thing Angie did.
Yeah. What caught me, well, one of the things that caught me when she said her check was $14,000 last month, I kind of like had to pick my jaw up, okay? Because I'm thinking, you know, I had to stop myself. But her husband is also going to go Emerald. I think she said this month or next month. So if she's making $14,000 a month and he's pulling in about $14,000 out of Emerald, that's $28,000, guys. And she didn't even want to do network marketing. Okay, right. Tracy, can you hear me, Tracy? Can you hear me? She made me think of you because she said all she did was be consistent. That she had, you know, her moments that she didn't know if this was going to work or what it was going to do, but she just consistently talked, consistently post, and that was her main message, is just to consistently. And she talked about a doctor that a year ago she had messaged, and she didn't message him. It was on, remember that dream team list that we've been talking to y'all about? Put the 5 people that, you know, your chicken list. Is that what we call it, a chicken list, Sammy? Chicken. Yeah. So the 5 people, you need to put 5 people on your chicken list, okay? When you get off tonight, write down 5 people who you are so scared to talk to that you don't think ever would do this business, and write their names down. Because she had a doctor who was on that chicken list, and he just signed up 2 months ago, I think she said, a couple months ago. Yeah. And that's actually who I think is going to make her husband go Emerald. But she's that homeschool mom of 7, and they're constantly busy. You know, she said, I'm one of the busiest person there is. We say busy. So she's working that business. I also watched the video today of who's the nurse, the diamond, the young girl, Richardson. What was her name? Amanda Richardson. Did y'all? I posted it on my personal Facebook page today. Go take a look at that. So if you've got doctors or nurses or any type of medical professional, I would go post that video own your personal page and say, hey, any medical people, take a listen to this. What else did you take away, Angie? Anything?
Let me think.
Why are you thinking? Katie, you were on the call and didn't say much. What did you take away from Amy?
Gosh.
Oh, I remember something.
$40,000, like, just really had me thinking that, wow, that one day that we could be making that a month.
Right. What do you think, Sammy?
Angie, go ahead.
Oh, I remember I never thought to do this, but you know how big we are on that. People really notice the biggest changes when they're able to be on the triplex, when they're able to be on those 3 products.
Right.
And I thought it was really cool where she would rather tell someone to wait until they can afford all 3 before they start. And I thought that was really neat, you know, because that's when people are going to notice the biggest change in their health.
She also mentioned that she leads with the business. You know, we used to lead with the business when we first started. And then we stopped because they kept telling us that if people were wholesale and they couldn't afford it, then they turned their back off and it lowered our points. So we stopped leading with the business.
Because the island is.
But then someone else made a comment, was it Sammy? You mentioned that if we lead with the product and they say no, then we have nowhere to go, right? But if we lead with the business and they say no, we still can go back to the product and suggest something like she said, the triplex or the ProBio or something like that, right? So maybe we need to start focusing on because $34.95 to 1 have a business and 2 to buy wholesale. Anybody will go. Who does have a Sam's membership? Raise your hand. Everybody got a Sam's membership? See, I think we pay $45 a year, don't we, Bunny?
Yes.
Yep, and I don't get paid back from Sam's. So I think we need to start leading. Have you got a check from Sam's yet?
No, I'm waiting.
Okay, me too. I think we need to start leading with the business. I also think that small changes, and that's what she talked about. Today I was able to get up and go outside and play with my children. I hadn't done that in 2 years. Now, if someone had been watching that post and they knew that I hadn't been outside playing with my children in 2 years and all of a sudden I've gotten up, did I say I'm taking Plexus?
No.
No. But they're going to say, hey, and if I keep making those posts, they're going to say, hey, what are you doing? I see you got more energy. You haven't been doing anything. So there's your opportunity to talk to those people. So maybe not throw Plexus up on them, but those small changes. Any thoughts on that?
But I still don't want to share.
I have something. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so somebody has a video that's playing of Amy Powell somewhere, and I don't know who it is, but we can hear it streaming live right now. So if you could just mute your mic. I'm not sure really who it is, if it's someone on the phone or I'm not really sure who it is, but it just disappeared, I think. I just wanted to also mention that after this video, I messaged Amy Powell because I thought of something afterwards and I was like, crap, I should have asked. So I sent her a message and I said, hey, I said, so how did you approach a doctor or someone of that status about plexus, someone that you don't really have a close-knit relationship with? And she told me that she had never really cold contacted a doctor, but for her friends that were doctors and nurses and in that profession, she left lots of nuggets of info for them, like sent them messages and things like that with testimonies or, you know, like a link to a video or something. And she said, you know, she'd that person on and mention a few other things, and eventually that person was more curious. And she said, I'm not sure how successful you can be without the relationship first, because doctors are very skeptical. She said that she knew her doctor as a friend before that, but that she had all kinds of connections once she was interested in plexus. And then I have some other sharing too that I'll talk about later. Angie, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say where Susan was talking about being more personal. I think maybe you posted it, or I saw it somewhere, one of Tara Castaneda's videos about how to share on Facebook. And she was talking about how, you know, she was telling like her team, like try not to use like the cheesy plexus graphics, and to make your post more personal about like how it's incorporated in your life, in your everyday life. And because she said you don't want it to get to where when people see your post and they just immediately scroll like Angie's trying to sell me something again. And so ever since then, you could probably go to my Facebook and you'll see that my posts have changed.
Yes.
On how I share. And I've gotten a better response since I started doing it that way. You know, with that video of Camden with his vitamins, and I'm very honest about everything. He loves those vitamins, and every morning he wants to take his Bounds. You know.
Yeah.
And so I have changed how I share, hoping that people will pay more attention and not see it just as another plexus post.
And I think she stated in that video that you want to put one plexus post a day, you know, sometime in that 9, 12, 5 area. But in those others, you don't want it to blast plexus or that. And I'm guilty of that myself, you know.
Oh, I am too.
You know, I just think as we're learning and as we're going along, we're not saturated by any means. And if you heard Amy Powell talk about that, just in Celeste Gwynn's school, where her children go to private school, there's like 13 diamonds in her school. And if you can watch rockthepinklive.com anytime on Mondays with Tim and Michelle Thomas, they interview a bunch of people. And to be honest, that's where I got Pink Peeps Live from, was they inspired me so much with what they do on Mondays that I didn't want to do it every Monday, but that's why we started Pink Peeps Live. And if Morgan, you contacted Chris McCall, didn't you?
I did.
And what did he say?
He hasn't answered yet. However, he has really, you know how you can go on Facebook and look at the graphics of who's watching you?
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you the exact person, but it'll tell you the analytics of where they're at. Right. His area is watching really a lot. So I can only imagine it because I don't know anybody else in that area.
Right. Yeah. And then what was funny is that Tim posted their thing about their 2-year anniversary Monday, Rock the Pink Live, and I posted that they had inspired us to start AIRS. So just to reiterate what Sammy said, if there's someone you would like for us to interview, and that means like Angie, if you see someone and you've got a relationship with them and they want to interview with us, you'll be there that night to interview, you know. So if it's someone that you've got a relationship you want to start interviewing to, we can do that too. But they're all seeming to say the same thing, is that posting situation with Facebook. Now, a lot of people are getting customers from Facebook, but it is about what? Relationship building. So what do we also need to do?
Need to go out and meet people.
Yeah. And that's why we're doing these events every month somewhere so that we can see people. Now, we're not necessarily selling anything. I don't take anything to sale because I don't sell anything at those. It's a way of Bunny, Dawn, and Angie, some of your new ones, to come with us and learn how to talk with people, just to build a relationship, just to talk. There are times we walked away.
Yeah, it gives you that ability to where if you are in a grocery store and someone is there that you want to talk about plexus, it's going to help you build up that confidence and learn how to approach them. Or if someone sees your shirt in public and says, hey, what is plexus? Then they will be confident enough to answer that and not puke it at the same time. That's what vendor events do for new team members. It gives them the confidence and they learn what to say and how to talk to people. Right.
And make sure when you're going out to have some plexus swag. I think Celeste talked about that. Even the Plexus Worldwide pen that you can get in your back office for like $15. If you don't have shirts, you can take that little pen and put it on your shirt or jacket or whatnot and walk around. Angie, you got any more insights you want to share on the Facebook posting?
No, just that I've definitely noticed a change since I'm making my post more personal.
You get more response?
I am. More people messaging me, more likes, just I've definitely noticed a change. And I'm one that's guilty, and I probably still post too much a day. Some things I get excited about, I just want to share it like right then. But I have tried to be more conscious of the testimonies that I'm sharing. Like, I try to make sure that I'm sharing a wide variety of testimonies.
And we're going to get into that on the action-oriented how to do that here in just a minute. I'm glad you mentioned that. I do want to tell you about sharing, though. Make sure that you don't share someone else's post because that becomes impersonal. So I don't mean like share. You can share my post, but take and download my picture, copy and paste whatever's wrote, and then upload it to yours as if you're posting it. Don't go to my page and share, because then that is kind of, as Celeste and a lot of them, they're saying that's impersonal, So make sure you download it, change some of the wording. Sometimes I'm guilty of not always changing the wording, but I'll try to look and see. Any other thoughts on that before we leave Facebook posting and sharing?
We're going to revisit that in a minute when we talk about this Ellen Ford video.
Right.
As far as what we hit on for the getting out and about and actually sharing face-to-face, one of the videos, or maybe it was a post I saw on Facebook that talked about, I think it was a post that there was like 5 people who gave ways to share that wasn't on Facebook, how to reach and expand your network. So for me, I'm getting ready to go work at Genworth. Well, that's a whole nother way to reach people I hadn't reached before. Right. And they're in the financial department, so I know they're money driven. At the library on Mondays at 11:30 a.m., there is a toddler and preschool children's book session reading type deal, and they get to do an arts and crafts. Well, I actually was able to kind of tagline a little bit in a conversation with someone that, ever since I started Plexus, I just don't have to worry about this. I'm so happy about it. And of course, the question came up, well, what's Plexus?
Right.
Had my brochure in my purse ready to go, handed it to her. We'll see what comes of that. But these are, just getting involved in areas, even if you don't have kids, still go volunteer and go give back, because now you're making Plexus look like it's giving you the chance to give back, which is great.
And here's, I know we get this all the time. How many of you keep your business cards in your pocketbook? You're talking about sharing. How many keep your business cards in your pocketbook? All right.
When I get mine will go in my pocketbook.
All right. So,
Me too, Bonnie.
so how many of you, when you meet new people, I know what Sammy does. She takes and goes, "What's your name?" And she pulls up Facebook and she takes and finds them. And I'm getting better at that, but she's more better at that than I am. I have met several new people. And I went four-wheeling. Y'all know I four-wheel. So I went and tried out this new four-wheeling club this weekend. And it was probably, I don't know how many was there. So, of course, I connected with the women. And I'm like, I purposely left my phone in the truck and grabbed my business cards. And I'm like, I left my phone in the truck, but I want to give you my business card so you've got my phone number. So I gave them my business card. Now, whether they will use it or look at it, what did I do?
You gave them your information.
Yeah, and at least it's got Plexus or what it's on there. So I've been utilizing that tactic. I probably handed out 15 this weekend just by handing out my card. Now, some people will say, well, maybe they'll throw it down or whatnot. But I connected with them on some level, whether they, will keep it or call me. But at least I got that in front of there. And as a matter of fact, I think 5 of them ended up calling me from my business card. So I know at least 5 of them used my card and looked at it. But connecting with people out and getting their Facebook profile. Dawn, you're connected with a lot of people in your business. And your page, your Encourage Me page is amazing. Yeah.
What's that page?
You tell them what it is, Dawn.
Just kind of as an inspiration for myself. I know sometimes we all get discouraged, and I thought I wanted an encouragement page. So when something was going good, or if I was having a bad day, I could post something and somebody would give me something positive back. So it's kind of been really good. It's my little journey.
Yeah. And she's also plugging Plexus there too. So she's building those relationships with people, and she's plugging. So, but she's not blasting them with Plexus. She's just saying, I think you made a post, a couple days ago, something about, I'm so glad for my Plexus. It gave me some energy today or something to shovel the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
So see, Angie, she used it the same way. She plugged it, but she didn't plug it. But get in that habit. And we're just kind of brain dumping is what we're doing, that brain dump I'm talking about. Let me ask y'all, as a team, and I think Sammy hit on it, we include our children. But what fun event would you like to have maybe once every 3 months or every 4 months for just us adults? Because I look at Dawn Higgins' team, and I look at Celeste Gwynn's team, and I look at all these people's team. Yeah, I'm with you there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been thinking that too, but
sorry, it's just my little Plexus hit there.
But I would like to do something fun once every 3 or 4 months. It'd be that we need to connect as a team. It's got to be fun, because if we don't do anything fun, why does anybody want to join our team? Right? So we got to have a fun event. Now, we do a big family fun day at the pool in the summer. We've done that the last 2 years. Dad has a pool and we go there. So we'll do that big fun event. And we do a Christmas event every year. So we do those 2 big family fun events. But I want to start doing something fun with just us adults. And it can be men and women, but maybe that'll be a night you get a babysitter for the kids and come out, and we have fun with adults. Ideas?
I like the ideas of paint nights. I like the ideas of dancing and getting the stress out or doing something along that lines. Whether it be maybe even when the weather gets a little warmer. I know some people don't like to get out in the cold, but doing these glow runs or doing these nighttime, walk run events, things that help promote the weight loss or the getting healthy, but at the same time, it's a chance to blow off some of the steam, because let's face it, this job, while we love it and it's fun most of the time, and Angie, I don't know how you do it with all the charisma and the kids and everything else, but there are times where all the no's do get to us, or all the, I don't want to call it stupidity, but all the arrogance or all the naivety of people coming back and trying to tell us we're wrong. You got to blow some of that off sometime.
They do some diva nights down at the winery near Sammy's. What's the name of the winery down there?
The Devault Vineyards.
Devault Vineyards.
Okay.
They do some Friday night diva nights. That's just I have a couple girlfriends that go. They have some of that. I lean more towards the wineries when I want to go enjoy and just kick back, but I'm good to go with anything else. I like a good glass of sangria. But
can we bring our plexus glasses?
Sure, we bring our. Any other thoughts or ideas?
I think that all sounds really good. I'm excited about supposedly they're opening up a trampoline park.
Saw that today.
At the old movie 10. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Well, for our first event, we'll figure out, Angie gets to pick it because she went gold. So we are going to celebrate Angie's gold status. And so we will let y'all know, because she's going to pick it and let her pick the date, and we'll throw a date out. So we're gonna kick off our fun night with the celebration of Angie's gold promotion. And we want to celebrate that night. Anybody that goes silver or anything, we want to start celebrating your accomplishment. So we'll let Angie post that and pick that, and then we'll post it in Pink Peeps. And we'll just start doing something fun every now and then, about once every 3 or 4 months with adults. And we'll give you time to find sitters for those babies and stuff. Sammy, any more on that?
I'm ready to go on the 2 videos I watched whenever you are.
All right. Before we get going, let me see from y'all. Throw out, what would you like to see in training? Not for tonight, but in future trainings. What would you like to see?
How to connect with other ambassadors. So, like, I know it seems brainless, but at times it's not. How to connect with other ambassadors so that you can have more accountability. Maybe you go out and you do more things. Like let's say if you're hitting the mall and you just want to start approaching people so you can get your 3 or your 5 or whatever your goal is in for the day of meeting up with people and getting the word out there. What are the best ways to get people involved when you're out and about like that?
You mean getting other people involved with you, or where to go?
Where to go? I mean, we watch Susie and Chris hit the Walmart. We watch Susie and Chris hit everything, and they're just any, mini, miny, mo. I'm just going to go out and do that. Well, for some of us, when you don't have someone with you, that's a little intimidating when you're just by yourself, because now you look like the desperate salesperson instead of what you're trying to be. So how do we overcome the desperate salesperson scenario when you're out and about?
All right, so what you want is some type of connecting skills to share plexus.
Right.
Is that kind of what y'all, would that be helpful?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, what else?
I think it would be good if we had, I know we have our own personal goals, but like, when you're just an ambassador or senior ambassador, what's your next goal? as an ambassador, you know, we're trying not to puke all over everybody, but we're trying to, you know, do our best and, you know, share so many times a day and post so many times a day. You know, when you get to another level, you know, are you supposed to amp it up even more, or, you know, what's people's view on that?
How to amp up to get to your next goal.
Right.
Okay. All right. Anything yet? Now, I did Amy Powell, and I've had somebody ask me this, and so I'm going to answer it because I didn't know how to answer that before I talked to her. Was I had somebody say, how do you keep your customers? Anybody want how to do that? Yep. Okay. So according to Amy, and I watched a video of another diamond, you won't keep your customers. Okay. And that was kind of hit home to me, and I thought, what do you mean am I going to keep my customers? They're going to stay a while, and they're either going to become ambassadors or they're going to quit. Okay, they're going to give up. And so that's just here's what you need to do. As they said, fortune's in the follow-up. So if they love their product, they're enjoying their product, then the next step is for them to join for wholesale and get them really interested in the, you know, they may be interested in the business, but then get them as ambassadors, or she said, you're just going to lose them. And that's that was a little disheartening to me. Does that kind of be disheartening to y'all?
I heard that as well, and I was like, what?
Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean I can't keep my customers? But in reality, we don't want them to continue to be customers, you know, for a year, because we want them to see the benefits, and they need to share that with everybody. Ultimately, that was my why. So what is your why? You want to share with people so that they'll share. You want to create that significance that want to for them to share with other people because it's changed their lives. You know, I see Tracy's life change. Everyone on here, Dawn and Angie and Katie and Bunny and Sammy and Morgan and Tiffany, you know, even you I've seen some changes just in the short time. And look at Brittany. Look, she posted her her picture the other day, Brittany. And so we're seeing those lives change. So we need to figure out how to make them go from customers to ambassadors. Is that kind of what you're asking, Bunny?
Yeah.
Something, how to move them from customers to ambassadors?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay. All right. So customers to ambassadors status. All right. Anybody else? Tracy, do you have any questions?
My big thing is, if you got somebody that they're an ambassador now,
right,
and they can't afford the products themselves at the moment, all right, if they get customers on, they got to have their auto ship on to get paid. But what if they can't afford their auto ship? What do they do then?
If they have customers that's met their 100 PV, then they're not going to get shipped.
Well, see, that's what I've told them, but they're like, it's one of the people under me, and they're like, you know, I can't afford the product, so I don't have the testimony. And I've told them use my testimony, but they don't want to do that. So they're kind of like, well, I don't want to share the business if I'm not on the products, but yet I need to make money.
Okay. So here's what we're going to institute, and we learned this from Amy, is that we're going to start, instead of, you know, it's hard to get with my busy schedule and getting down to Bedford. So we're going to start instituting 3-way Zoom calls. Everybody talks about 3-way calls, okay? So what we're going to do, my screen just changed. I was looking one place and it changed. Get that person, schedule a time with me, and me, you, and that person will get together and you need that third-party validation, okay? Or it might be me, you, Sammy, and her. Or is she a stay-at-home mom? No. So, for instance, say you need a third-party validation. So we're going to get together and start doing those three-way Zooms, okay? When you have a prospect, we're going to start getting together and do those three-way Zooms. You can download this Zoom app. Morgan, if you're out and you're talking with someone and you have a hard time and they're a stay-at-home mom and they think they can't afford it, you know who you're going to call?
Sammy.
No.
For you.
No. You know who you could call? Angie. If Morgan had somebody she met at Walmart and she was a stay-at-home mom, wouldn't you be a really good person to talk to that person? I think she's frozen.
Angie.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I thought you froze. What I was saying is that Sammy is Morgan's upline. I'm Sammy's upline. But if Morgan ran into somebody at Walmart and she was talking to them and they were a stay-at-home mom or free, don't you think you would be a good person for her to three-way call with so you could talk to that stay-at-home mom and tell her what you've accomplished?
Definitely.
Right. So you're talking about accountability partnerships, and here it is. If you're out in Walmart and you're by yourself and you're talking to somebody, then I'm not the right person to talk to that stay-at-home mama. Angie is, okay? But if you want to talk to somebody who's got 3 and 4 and 50 jobs and 15 million people that live on her compound, I'm your person. Okay? Okay. So Tracy, what we need to start doing is me and you need to work with your people and see what we can do to help them. And Katie, you've got people who won't meet you because they keep canceling. So instead of keep us running ourselves around, we're going to start doing that three-way Zoom and talk with them in. And that was Amy's, one of Amy's number one things that built her team. What'd she say, 185 people last month?
Yeah.
185 people. And she said she did everything through Zoom.
Wow.
Three-waying. So, Bunny, you may be down in Pamplin with your friend who really would like to sign up, and she's got 2 or 3 people there, and you can't answer it. So you're going to get on a Zoom or some type of call with me where we're face-to-face. And, Dawn, you're the same way. You meet somebody and you're not sure, that's what we're going to start doing. So let's utilize this Zoom and the three-way calling somehow, some way. Everybody good with that?
Is this the number we always use?
You have a free Zoom. Each of you, how you got on here was a free. I just paid for us so that we can have these calls. So I think you've got so many Zooms up to 10 minutes per call on your free. Is what you have.
So when we need to talk to you, we just go to this number here like we did tonight?
Not this number, but you go to your Zoom account and you would schedule a meeting. Or, you know, we've got Facebook Live, you know, some of those. Who's got an iPod, iPad, iPhone? You can utilize it that way. Now, I asked y'all at the beginning to write down, and we're going to get to those first line ambassadors. I asked you to write down 2 goals. Did everybody write those down? Okay. So can somebody tell me what one of them is?
3 customers by 28.
3 customers by 28. Did everybody write that down?
Yes.
Should have. We all should have done that. Okay. So did you write that down? How did you write that? Somebody tell me how you wrote it, because the wording means everything.
I just put 3 new customers.
Okay. So here's what I want you to change. I want you to write, I am going to sign 3 new customers this month by February 28th. So we can say all day that I want 3 new customers, right?
Right.
But you literally, your goal is what? I want to sign 3 new customers by February 28th. That is your goal, right?
Right.
And if you're writing, I am going to, what is that?
Action.
Positive affirmation.
Action. That's right. It's positive affirmation. As Angela and I are learning these, they are action verbs. I am going to. Okay? So that gets that in your head. So we're doing the first way of how to write your goal and how to action orient it. And you're going to do that with everything that you do. Now, under that, I want you to write action orient. Action is what I want you to write. ACTION and 2 colons. Okay.
Can you say that again?
Action, ACTION. Just write the word action in 2 colons. Now, Tracy, what's one thing action that you would need to do to get 3 new customers?
Share the products with them.
Okay. Now, how would you share the products?
Well, if I hear someone say they got XYZ or whatever going on with them, that would be a way for me to start talking to them about it.
Okay. So are you going to say it's Angie and she says she has migraine headaches? Are you just going to throw over Plexus Ease to her?
No, I'm going to tell them my story.
Okay. Right. Or you're going to share someone's story, right? So maybe on that 9, 12, or 5 o'clock posting, you're not going to share Plexus, but you're going to say, man, look, I have headaches, and a friend of mine posted this about her customer, and you're going to post that. Now, Angie's probably going to see that if she's your friend and you get, right? So we need to post more testimonies other than weight loss. Because if y'all look what we're doing, we're posting. Now, Bunny, you're doing gut health because that's what you came in for. I'm watching you post, and you're posting the gut health. So, you've got to post other than gut health, though. You see, gut health's good,
Right.
but you're not reaching the migraine sufferers, the arthritis sufferers, the fibromyalgia. You're not reaching the stay-at-home mom. You're not reaching, you understand what I'm saying? So you've got to take, when you're sharing your stories or sharing the stories, my thing went unstable. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So when you're posting during that Facebook, or when you're sharing, Tracy, with whomever it is that you're talking to, you've got to get that broad range of stories. Okay?
And the purpose of this activity is this. Every month, we all say that we want 3 new customers and 3 new ambassadors, or whatever our goals are each month. But I can tell you now that every month, I don't sit down and break down how I'm actually physically going to achieve those 3 new customers and 3 new ambassadors. Because we can say it all day long, and you can say, well, if I hear someone, well, okay, but you may not hear someone. So how are you going to guarantee that you're sharing with people on a daily basis or on a weekly basis to make those goals happen? If you don't think about how you're reaching out to people, or how you're talking to people, or what your plan of action is, you may not hit that each month. You've got to plan it out.
And that's why we're doing this. I'm just taking this one thing, 3 new customers, to show you how to take these actions. All right. Katie disappeared. Bunny.
I'm here.
Okay, there you are. Katie, what would be another action that you could do to help get those customers?
One of the first things that popped in my head was just to build the relationships with those people, to build their relationship with them on a personal level.
Yeah, and yes, you want to build relationships, but let me expand upon building relationships. So, who has done events here? Tracy's done events. Morgan, you done events with us?
No, not yet.
Okay, Bunny, I know you know those little cards that we use. Angie, have you seen those? We use at events. We get them to put their name down and their email and their phone number, and then it checks if they want, do they want to lose weight, that type of stuff. Have you seen those, Dawn? We did those at your very first time.
Yeah, I remember y'all did it at Yellow Branch one time.
Yep, I did that. So how many of you have used those and you followed up from those little vendor events or those pieces of paper? How many have you? Anybody?
It is so easy. It's so easy to let that slip, because I can tell y'all, I have an index card box this thick that I may have reached out to one time in the past 2.5 years, or sent them an initial message and filed it away and never gone back to them. So what is that? That's I'm wasting potential right there.
Right.
All these contacts that's expressed an interest in Plexus, and I'm wasting it without making sure that I'm going through and friending them on Facebook and following up and developing that relationship with them, and actively, talking to them on a regular basis. It's wasteful.
Right. Where if you had that.
I've contacted people from the slips, and at the events, they'll act like they're all interested. They'll talk to you. They'll give you information. Then after you try to contact them afterwards, it's like they're no longer interested, or I'll have to think about it. It's normally an excuse.
Well, that's when you take those skips, those little slips, and you send them an article. Remember all those things that you did for us that you put separately and put into pink beeps? So then you send them and say, hey, I hadn't talked to you in a while. Just wanted to send this information to you. Hope you're doing well. Or, give them that relationship. Katie's talking about the relationship building. You send that email and say, hey, thought about you. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I saw you. Was thinking about your health goals we talked about at the event, because you should know which event you got that from. And then send them one of those articles. And then you may not hear from them another month, right? Maybe they don't respond. So what are you going to do the next month? What's the action goal you're going to do for that person?
We'll follow up with them again.
And send them something else. Hey, thought about you, maybe a month and a half, okay? So that follow up with those people that's filled out those little forms. I go to every event. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a vendor event or what. I take my business cards and I switch with the other vendors at those things. How many times have you gone to a fall vendor event or Christmas, last fall and Christmas? Did any of y'all switch your cards with people at those events, even though you weren't doing it?
Yes.
Anyone you switch business cards with, contact them.
I haven't, because I'm not brave enough to walk up to somebody and don't know how to start a conversation with them.
Okay. So where's your success guide? So you pull out your success guide, the success guide that we have, and pages 6 through 14 has emails that all you have to do is copy and paste and maybe change a few wording. So use it.
Well, what do you say at an event when you go up to another vendor? Do you just start a conversation and before you walk away switch your card, or how do you go about it?
I always start. I get their card. Well, I go up and I talk to them about the product that they're selling, and I'll ask them, why are you selling it? What made you get into it? Why did you get into Plexus? Right?
See, that would be hard for me to do.
All right, but it shouldn't be hard for a vendor. So like I met Autumn Evans out of Alta Vista, and she sells clever container stuff. Okay, so I was really interested. I bought one of her products, and I talked to her about some others. I also talked about her and Plexus. She said she had tried it. We had some information, but I'm slowly building that relationship with her. She hasn't become a customer again. She hasn't taken it again, but I'm slowly building that relationship with her from the business card when I met her at the event.
Well, when you go up, when you're at an event and you're walking around, and you go up to one of the tables, do you just start a conversation then before you walk away? Is that when you offer to switch cards, or how do you go about that?
I do. I talk to them, and I say, hey, look, I'm at another table over here, or I have a network marketing business. I'm going to leave my card, and I'm going to take your card. I don't really ask for their card. I just say, I'm going to leave you my card, and I'm going to get one of yours. And I give them my card, and I pick up their card. So
I like to embrace the beauty of network marketing here, because if I'm genuinely interested in what they have to say, then I'll take their card and say, hey, I might want to get some of that real soon, and take their card. I'll come up to them and just say, hey, how are you doing today? Most of the time they're talking to me, and I let them tell me their spiel about what they do. And at the end, if it's something that I'm not interested in, I'd say, hey, I have a business myself. We should switch cards. Maybe I know someone who might be interested in what you do, and I'll have your information, and then vice versa, you'll have mine. So it's not really so much about me making the sale or anything like that, other than I'm just networking with people, and it's a casual conversation that I don't feel intimidated to buy their stuff, and they don't feel intimidated to buy mine.
Right. We're not hunters. We're not hunters. So we're not going up hunting them. We're going up and just planting seeds, because it takes 10 times for someone to really grasp whatever that is about. So I'm not hunting them. I'm just planting a seed. And it may be that I planted a seed, and Angie's gone and planted a seed with that person, and Sammy. I'm actually seeing people sign up on Angie's team that I've known, but I never approached them. Okay? A lot of the people that's signing up, I've known some of those people for a long time, but I didn't approach them with Plexus. I never approached them with Plexus.
So you're friending them on Facebook and building that relationship on Facebook after you get their cards?
I am, or through email. Either way.
Okay.
How are you doing it? It's all about the relationship building. And you just got to remember that we're not hunters. I think we lose that when we first start, is that we're not hunting them. Because we can't build a relationship if I'm going to hunt them. So we just have to build that relationship and talk to them. And there's not everything that, like all those home places that sells the stuff for the walls and all that stuff, I'm not interested in that. But I still go over and introduce myself. And like Sammy said, hey, I'm in network marketing too. I might know someone, because how many times do we tell y'all, hey, you may not be interested in Plexus, but hey, who do you know who might be interested? Who do you know who has gut issues? Who do you know? So I'm doing the same thing to this person, except they're already in network marketing and they're understanding that concept. Are you good? Got it now?
I want to tell y'all something that I did learn off the Ellen Ford video. I'm looking down here because I took some screenshots while I was sitting in the car line at picking Harley up. She uses this, what she calls a hey girl approach, and I was like, okay, I've kind of done that. But we have some folks on our team who are afraid to boldly reach out and kind of like cold message or cold call people or whatever. Well, she doesn't really send them information about Plexus to her inbox, but she calls it her hey girl approach. She says stuff to people, and she's followed up with people over the course of a year and says it's entirely worth it. But her messages consist of this: hey girl, I saw your post, I loved it. You know, and then she'll say, hey girl, I saw you said you had more migraines. You really need to try Plexus. Or, and then, you know, 6 months later, if you listen to her video, if you guys haven't listened to that, please do, because her verbiage is so much better than mine. But she sends messages every day to a new person on her list that just starts with, hey girl, you know, if it's someone that she knew or didn't know. And she just said, don't hide behind Messenger, because we all hide behind Messenger. And I mean, I've hid behind Messenger for a long time. And let me see. Anyway, I'll go over some more of that later, but I just wanted to say, use the hey girl approach. Or, you know, if it's someone that you know that you're not really, maybe you haven't talked to them in a while, say, hey girl, haven't talked to you in a while, what you been up to, start the conversation that way. Somewhere along the line, they're going to ask you what you're doing, and that's when that kind of opens the door for that conversation.
All right. So let's get back to our action items. So we've got what? Posting testimonials other than what? Weight loss. We've got following up with all those people that we've talked to. We've got those people. Everybody should have their 100 list. Who has their 100 list? Okay. If you don't have your 100 list, you need to get that on there and do it. How many of you have your list? Who's made their chicken list? Me neither. So I got to make my chicken list. All right. I haven't done it. So 2 people made their chicken list. All right. I've got to go do that. I can't expect y'all to do it if I don't do it. So, all right. On my list, chicken list. All right.
Susan, I can't imagine you having anyone that you would be chicken to approach.
Well, yeah, that may be why. Maybe that's why I don't have a chicken list.
I was going to say, look at what you do with your other 2 businesses. I don't know of anyone that you can't approach. Let's be realistic here, okay?
Yeah, I approach everybody, but anyway, that's me. Then, let me ask you, who asked for referrals? Anybody on here asked for referrals?
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's what you need to do. In that hey girl approach, hey, I like that, by the way. I do that. I didn't realize that's what that was called. Is ask for referrals. You know, when you're talking to people, it's the same thing I was telling you, Tracy. I don't decorate, but I still go by that girl's booth every time she's there. And I'll say, she's not interested in Plexus. I've asked her several times. But every time I see her, I go, hey, you know anybody that's interested to, you know, make some extra money or lose some weight or get their gut? And she never comes up with anything. But I still ask her. And so that's what I would say is about asking referrals. So there you have 3 action items. Now, let me ask you, is that 3 items you think you could do from now to the end of the month?
Sure. Has anybody on this call set their goals and not physically broken them down? Because I'm guilty of that. Yeah, you set your goals each month, then you don't actually physically plan out how you're going to achieve them.
Right.
Yeah, I figured that was the case. Because when we did this exercise the other night at one of our personal growth meetings, I was going, wow, you know, I haven't really done that. I mean, I have my goals, but I hadn't planned how I'm going to achieve those goals. I mean, I've had the senior goal forever, and yes, I'm going to talk to people, but I don't really set specific goals. I'm going to talk to 3 people each day, 3 new people each day, you know, and you have to make that possible. I just want to let you guys know, I think Julie was able to hop on the phone on this call, so she's on here. If you guys have anything that you want to ask her, or Julie, if you have anything you want to throw in, just feel free to do that.
Julie, you on?
Well, you guys just rocking it up there, and I love listening in on your phone, on your call. This is really encouraging to me as well. I would say, with backing it up to the being afraid, don't, you know, the more consistent you are in handing out your cards and talking to people, the bolder you will become and the easier it will get. I mean, I still get nervous, but it's just that consistency of doing it. It's like taking your product. It's consistency. Working your business, the consistency of it all.
Do you have any, I know you and Brent have been working on goals and some of this. What do you say about goals and what we've been talking about?
Well, you have to set the goals for sure. Now, I just got on the call probably about 10 minutes ago. I wasn't even thinking about you guys being on Eastern Standard Time, so I'd gotten home from taking my picking my son up from piano. So as far as goals, you've got to set them. You have to set them, and you got to keep them before you. Just, you know, in your mirror, in your car, wherever, because if you don't have them before you, then you're going to forget about them. That is a huge thing in goal setting, is to keep it before you and make sure that you do set the goals, because if you don't set them, you're never going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah,
And
something else is going to get in the way.
Yeah,
something else is going to get in the way. That is exactly right. Brent got me a calendar for Christmas, and I have never lived by a calendar, nothing like this and all. And so this is, it's taken some getting used to, you know, for me, but I'm loving it because I can write things down and I'm accountable to it. When I write it down, it makes me accountable to it. And I don't allow the things to, you know, get in the way when it's written down like that.
It's funny that you say that Brent gave you a calendar. We gave every one of our team members at our Christmas thing a planner for their
awesome. Well, you have to use it. You have to use it. You have to write things down. I mean, it has to become like a diary to you, I guess is what you'd have to say, because if you don't write it down, then either you are going to let something else fall into that spot, or you're going to forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Sammy, you got a couple other points from the videos. You want to hit those?
Yeah, Ellen talks about having your chicken list or your list of 100 and setting it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. Because in the 2.5 years that I've been doing this, I have a list, and my list grows all the time, but my list is tucked away in a notebook in my office underneath a few things and not somewhere where I can physically see it. So she recommends that you keep that out somewhere where you're like, oh, hey, I need to do that today. I see it. It's in front of me. I'm going to reach out to these 2 people right here, whether that's your chicken list or not. She says that if you don't hear back with people or from people, you just let a little bit further time lapse before you reach out to them again, whether that's directly about Plexus or about anything. You just continue the relationship that way. I'm looking through here. He talks a little bit about social media, kind of what we have already went over a little bit here. Hang on one second. I'm scanning these real quick. You guys have to really decide whether your business is worth the work that you're going to have to put in for this, because everyone's like, okay, well, I'm going to join Plexus, and in 30 days to 6 months, I haven't achieved any huge ranks, and well, I guess this is just not for me. So she said, if there's a mental foundation that you have to set and decide to make sacrifices. If you know who's on The Bachelor, she said, you are not all in on your business. Okay, you got to decide what you can give up without giving up important things like your family and stuff like that. But what can you give up out? And you got to make the most out of your time and decide that you're going to stick with it no matter what. Now that's the foundation that she talks about. And when she gets into the action, hang on one second.
But on that foundation, she also said that you got to be willing, if this is what you chose as your business, you've got to be willing to give it 3 to 5 years of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and work means, okay, I know that Angie's a stay-at-home mom. So how many of the rest of us, I know I do, has some other job that they go to during the day? Right? All right.
A bunch of us.
Uh-huh. And do you go to that job whether you feel good or feel bad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what do you do when you go home? She put this in the foundation. What do you do when you go home? You've gone to work that day and you feel bad, right? And you go home and the first thing you think is what? I feel bad. I'm going to lay down, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if Plexus is what you're working for, okay, if you've chose that to be your business, you've got to give it your all, just like that job you went to from 8 to 5. So you got to go home and say, I know I feel bad, but I'm going to give Plexus 1 hour tonight, or I'm going to give it 15 minutes, because we talked about the 15-minute increments at last month's meeting. So come home and give them a 15-minute increment, because you could probably message 3, 4, 5 people in those 15 minutes. So you got to treat your Plexus as a job like you do your other one.
And Andrea Mitchell touched on that a little bit in another video that I watched called Gold to Emerald. She talks about the 15-minute increments. This is how she coaches her team to do that. You take the first 15 minutes, let's say you do that in the morning, and you do follow-up. People that you've talked with over the past week or the past month, and just do that follow-up there. You can probably reach 4, 5, 6 people in 15 minutes and just shoot them a follow-up message. And she said the second 15 minutes, she sends out or reaches out to new people for that day. It's some second 15 minutes period in the day. And then the third 15-minute period, she said that she tries to, if she has a team, if you have a team, then what she would do is do a little video. And guys, videos are so important. And videos are so important, and I wish I had started doing them earlier, but I had to develop confidence. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. She does a video, a few minutes of a video. She sends it out on her team page, something like that. And then the fourth 15 minutes, she does another follow-up, because the follow-up is the most important thing. And that's kind of how she coaches her people to go about their day. If they're working or if they're busy or they're doing multiple things in a day, you can still fit in 4 15-minute increments, because we all sit on Facebook or do nonsensical stuff for 15 minutes 4 different times throughout the day. I know we do, because I do. And I'm still out doing all these other things. So just kind of some messages, some things for me to think about there.
Is there anyone on this call who can't try to do at least 4 15-minute increments? No?
You know, I think if you put this thought into action, you would realize that you can. If you think about it like this, that this is way bigger than our own personal lives. It's about transforming others and affecting their lives for the better. I think when you take it off of yourself and you think about what it can do for others, that's when you're going to start making those 15-minute increments and getting excited about doing it, because you realize that there's more to it than just what it's doing for you, but what it can do for others, whether it's the health or the business of it. You know, taking our minds off of ourselves and getting it on others. That's when we really start jumping.
Yeah, I find that with everything I've listened to, you're right, Julie. I'm finding that more and more.
Mm-hmm. It is about others.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts? I want one more thing before we go. Any thoughts, anything from tonight you're confused on, would like to, because we're going to close here in about 10 minutes. Anything else you want from us on the next training for next month? Is there anything that we've gone over that you don't think you could implement or need extra help with?
What are some good ways to remind ourselves not only to give out our information, but to get others' information? So like when I met this lady at the library, I made sure that I gave her my information. She was definitely 100% interested in it. But I was distracted by Abigail and what was going on. So then I got distracted to the point where I didn't get her information.
I use my phone a lot. Yeah.
I was going to say, I did Avon years ago, and we used to take a Post-it note and stick it on our book. So when you gave them the book, you wrote their information on the Post-it note, and you had that. So maybe you could stick it on your card.
Or take a little note. You know those little note flippy books? Get you one of those and maybe do that.
I thought it was a good idea that Susan, not Susan, but Sammy always went straight to Facebook. Because once you have somebody on Facebook, you got them. You
They're
know, you're not going to lose them.
Well, I have to get home to do that because I'm like old school, even though I'm 36, I'm like old school and doing the track phone thing. So the Facebook thing and the phone thing is not the option.
Right.
Yeah. But us with smartphones, that is, I mean, that's one thing I've learned from Sammy. I still haven't mastered it like she has, but I'm going to try to do better. Yeah.
Morgan,
When I'm at a store and the clerk is somebody that I'm really interested in, I feel like that they are someone who would be really great at Plexus. I always have them write their information, their email address on the back of the receipt.
Oh, that's a good idea. And that would go into the follow-up for the customers, Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What is one other goal? I asked y'all to write 2 goals down. So somebody throw out the other goal that you wrote down.
Work from home full time in 6 months, so not needing to have to go to a job.
Okay. All right.
I want to hit gold, but I didn't set a date.
Okay. You got to set a date.
I know, but I got other things in the way, so I'm not really sure how to go about that.
Okay. Set a date for that goal. And you too. You said 6 months, Morgan?
Yep.
What we need to do is sit down one-on-one and do some planning on what it's going to take to do that. But to break that down, as Sheila Medina says, we're always doing what?
The power of
silver. Going silver every month, right? Our goals, we got silver every month. So not to worry about your gold rank or your senior gold or senior ruby or emerald, put that as a goal. But each month, your goal should be to go silver. So that's what? Signing up, 3 new investors every month, right? So what are you going to write down as your goal? I am going to go silver every month, right?
Right.
That's your goal. I am going to. Action verb, right?
I listened to this last video today, and she said that that's still her goal every month is to go silver every month.
I mean, that's a double diamond saying the same exact thing. Although she might be double diamond something else by now, but what is it? Emerald was Jen. She might be Emerald or something. The action. What would be your action? What would be one action that you would need to do?
I would need to make sure that I connect with 3 people a day for 5 days a week.
Okay, that's an action. Now, add to that is we've got this in our Pink Peeps, this connecting with prospects, Facebook Messenger, and email options. It's in the Pink Peeps. So you could take this and copy and paste and edit it a little bit so it's your wording, and then those people.
What's that called?
It's called Connecting with Your Prospects, Facebook Message and Email Options. It's in the Pink Peeps. I think Sammy uploaded it. It's several email messages. Take those and copy and paste. Now I would, hey girl, and
Hey girl.
add it a little. And then one of the action items I got from one of the videos is to ask the people. You remember the list we talked about and the green ones? I told you to highlight green ones that had the 3. Ask those. Have you asked those if you could send them the opportunity video? Have you asked them yet? All of them?
I have asked, I had 10 people down and I've asked 7.
And did you send it to them?
I sent them the video, but there's been no response, either to whether I could send it to them or, yeah, I got it, or, it's just been nothing.
All right. Have you followed up?
Yes. And again, nothing.
Okay. And did you send a new Learn to Earn?
Yep.
Okay.
Again, nothing.
Okay. Then pick 10 new people.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Your list should continuously grow.
Yes.
Next opportunity, right?
Yes. It should always be adding to that. And then, what do we have? Huh?
What are you talking about? You said send them learn to earn?
The new Learn to Earn opportunity video that just come out. Sammy posted it in Pink Peeps. That's the new opportunity video.
I'm not sure which one you're talking. You talking about the one that the like Celeste and all them did to break down the opportunity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that one. All right.
Okay.
Now, constantly invite people to listen to the Wednesday night opportunity call. Take Mondays, Sundays, or Mondays. When you're messaging those people, say, hey, I think you'd be great at this business. We have a opportunity call every Wednesday, and send them the link to that, or send one of the past opportunity calls. They're on there. There's different stories. So always be inviting to some type of event, whether it's the Wednesday calls from Plexus, whether it's to our first Tuesday night events that we have in Lynchburg, our third Tuesday night events in Bedford. Bunny, we're going to start doing one in Appomattox. Always be inviting to some event. Or if you have someone can't come to the event, what are we going to start utilizing now? Zoom three-way. Yeah.
And you guys know the oh shoot, every time I have a thought and it just goes whoo.
Take your probiotic 5, it'll help that.
Oh my gosh.
Mega X.
Oh, man, it's like twice that's happened to me just now. Hang on a second. It was really important. So back to what we put in the Pink Peeps. If you guys haven't noticed that, kind of like at the beginning of each week, we're posting a diamond documentary, and we're trying to share the. I don't know if we've done this yet, but we were starting to implement sharing the opportunity calls in that event, so that you guys don't physically have to go find them. But that's a way. Another thing that you can kind of say, hey, I saw this and thought it made me think of you, and you send them the link to the video, and to keep a log of those and kind of jot down beside it what stuck out in your head, whether it was an IBS testimony, a migraines testimony. But those are going to help build belief in your business, and they're going to help you build belief in your products and give you confidence to share with others.
All right. Julie, do you have any closing words before we leave tonight?
I would just say keep going, keep growing. You guys are rocking it. We're constantly seeing things from y'all's team, and just keep going, keep motivated, and know that what Plexus has in store for you is amazing.
Anybody got any parting thoughts, questions?
I love this Zoom.
Me too.
I love meeting like this.
I know you meet at home. I'm thinking I'm liking this too. After we all got on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great way for you to share with people who can't make it to one of the opportunity meetings, like she was saying, or someone whose time schedule just conflicts with yours. Just say, hey, hop on. You can do it from your phone. Let me talk to you. I'll show you some stuff. I can share my screen with you and show you the presentation. If y'all wanted to be more formal with it, I mean, it's a great way. I really would like to see the three ways happening, and all that stuff. So if you ever need me, just find me. I'm available.
Again, thank everybody for your time and for your commitment. And look, guys, I believe in y'all. Y'all are doing a fantastic job, and I am so glad that I have met each and every one of you. Of course, 2 of you, my family. I'm glad I have them too. But y'all can do this, and we're trying to make it duplicatable, and we're trying to help you. And we're going to do this the second Tuesday of every month. And maybe more and more can get on. Ben's it's on a Tuesday and it's Zoom meeting, and they don't have to go everywhere. So we're going to be doing this the second Tuesday every month. We're going to try to implement things that y'all want to hear. And I also, it's not just me and Sammy talking, but I've really enjoyed each one of you sharing tonight. Have a great night. Thank you, Julie, for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you. I've enjoyed this. This has been encouraging for me.
And everybody have a wonderful night and get your babies to bed. See y'all. Bye. 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 Okay. Katie Boo, I miss you.
You too. They're recording.
I stopped recording.
It's recording.